PI exposes Audra and Holden's shocking secret, GC exit Loom. The Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease that Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, has a PI to uncover secrets about Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, and Audra Charles. Is it possible that Kyle will seek to gain an advantage to orchestrate a simultaneous departure from Genoa City? Kyle really wants Audra to leave. Genoa City fans are well aware that Kyle is eager to see Audra leave town. He thinks that if Audra is completely gone, it could open the door for him to meet Claire Newman, Hayley Erin, again. Naturally, Kyle would prefer if Holden also departed GC alongside Audra. Given he doesn't trust Holden and the intentions he has regarding Claire, Kyle is keen to eliminate him as well. He knows about Holden's past with Audra and suspects that something dubious occurred in Los Angeles. This is why it seems logical for Kyle to engage a private investigator or at least consult Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, about deploying his investigative team to look into the matter. Kyle could be the one to order a deep dive investigation regardless. Kyle might be the one to initiate an investigation into what Audra and Holden were up to in LA. This could serve as Kyle's opportunity to eliminate both issues from GC, making it clear why he would consider this path. If Kyle can uncover the illegal activities and the cover-up that are being concealed, he could gain the leverage he requires. Kyle might leverage this information to coerce both Holden and Audra into disappearing from Genoa City if he plays his cards wisely. However, it appears that this is yet another scenario where Kyle is likely to spectacularly mess things up with Claire. Claire cares about Holden and won't like it when he is targeted. Claire cares a lot about Holden and won't like it when Kyle might target him and Audra together, if that's really what Kyle wants. This might be the final straw for Claire, leaving Kyle with little hope of winning her back, at least for the time being. Regardless of the situation, Kyle might delve into this LA secret and leverage it to create issues for both Holden and Audra. So keep an eye out for any surprising revelations he may discover. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Kyle could receive some astonishing updates from a private investigator sooner or later. Victor's deal, Holden's invite, Audra's discovery. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal a preview clip has been released for the week of September 22, 2025. It shows Victor Newman, Eric Braeden, offering a deal to Kane Ashby, Billy Flynn. Holden Novak, Nathan Owens, invites Claire Grace Newman, Hayley Erin, on a trip. Plus, Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, updates Audra Charles, Zuleika Silva. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Audra Charles' discovery. Let's start off with Audra, who finally returns during the week of September 22. In the preview clip, Audra catches up with Sally. Distraught and heartbroken, the redhead tells the brunette that Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, decided something was more important than their company. Audra learns that Abbott Communications was finished before it even got off the ground. With Sally backing out, that means Audra is once again out of a job. Holden Novak's invitation over with Claire, she runs into Holden again. The two have a chat, most likely about Claire's issues with Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer. Holden says if distance is what Claire is looking for, he might be able to help. Then, Holden tells her about his upcoming trip to Los Angeles, asking her to come with him. Audra mentioned that Holden liked to take dangerous risks, and it scared her. It was also the city where Holden had to save Audra from some thugs at the music label. As a result, I'm a little worried about what Claire might get herself into. I'm starting to wonder if Kyle is right to be worried. Victor Newman's deal. The Young and the Restless spoilers for next week reveal that the preview clip also features Victor. It seems that the patriarch offers Kane some kind of deal. While Kane says he will think about it, that's not good enough for the mustache. Victor declares that Kane doesn't have long to decide. The minute that Victor walks out the door, the deal is off the table. Kane will be forced to make an immediate decision as a result. Not a whole lot of time to think or strategize, so I wonder what he will decide. With so many people getting roped up in the Kane storyline, I wonder what the outcome will be. While Kane is lying to people and keeping a lot of secrets, I think Victor should be put on notice, so keep an eye out. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of September 22, 2025? Write down your thoughts in the box below. Keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. Kyle's desperation to eliminate Audra and Holden. Kyle Abbott has always been a man whose confidence sometimes borders on arrogance, but when it comes to his messy entanglement with Audra Charles and the arrival of Holden Novak, his usual control seems to be slipping. Kyle's growing frustration with the obstacles standing between him and Claire Newman has reached the boiling point. While some of Kyle's fans believe that his decision to hire a private investigator is yet another rash move by Abbott, others acknowledge that Kyle is truly trapped. Audra has proven time and time again that she is not a woman who simply leaves town when asked politely. She enjoys chaos, power, and the ability to coerce the men around her into thinking they are in charge, even though she is secretly in charge. Add Holden into the mix, a mysterious man with a complicated past and uncertain motives, and Kyle has more than just competition for Claire's heart. He has two very real threats who could undermine his standing in Genoa City both professionally and personally. Kyle can't stand the thought of Holden taking Claire on a dangerous adventure, so his decision to dig up dirt feels like his last chance to control the situation. What's at risk when hiring a private investigator? Fans of The Young and the Restless know that private investigators are a soap staple, sometimes a saving grace, other times a ticking time bomb. The wager has a high risk and high reward for Kyle. If the investigator uncovers illegal dealings from Audra and Holden's shared past in Los Angeles, Kyle suddenly has leverage. He could force them to leave town before they can inflict more damage. However, there's a dangerous flaw in his plan. Audra is not easily intimidated. Even if Kyle has the proof, there's no guarantee she won't turn it around on him, spinning the narrative that Kyle is stalking her, harassing her, or interfering with her business. Holden, too, is an unpredictable wild card. If his dark history resurfaces, it could backfire on Kyle by making him seem controlling and manipulative in Claire's eyes. However, Kyle is blinded by desperation and believes that Claire will return to him if he can just remove Audra and Holden from Genoa City. The irony, of course, is that his obsession might drive her even further away. Claire's heart in the middle. Claire Newman has worked tirelessly to reinvent herself in Genoa City, building trust with her family, overcoming her past, and trying to stand on her own 2 feet. Despite his charm, Kyle has already put her patience to the test numerous times. His impulsive kiss with Audra during a vulnerable moment, his inability to fully cut ties with the seductive brunette, and now his scheming behind Claire's back have left Claire conflicted. On the one hand, Claire still feels a pull toward Kyle, but on the other hand, Holden has stepped in at the exact right time, offering her support, understanding, and perhaps even an escape. Holden's invitation to Los Angeles could be seen as manipulative, but from Claire's perspective, it's also a chance to distance herself from Kyle's drama. If Kyle pushes too hard, Claire may perceive his actions as another attempt to control her life, which is exactly what she doesn't want after everything she endured with Jordan and her traumatic past. In short, Kyle's plan to expose Holden and Audra may not only fail, but also cost him the woman he wants to win back. Holden Novak, savior or schemer? Holden Novak remains one of the most intriguing new additions to the Genoa City canvas. His history with Audra is littered with secrets, danger, and dramatic rescues, making him both captivating and suspicious. In Los Angeles, was he truly Audra's protector, or did he contribute to the shady events that nearly cost her everything? If the PI Kyle hires manages to dig up the truth, Holden's reputation could crumble. But until then, Holden is playing the part of the suave, worldly man who knows how to sweep a woman off her feet. On the surface, his offer to take Claire to Los Angeles seems romantic, but viewers of soap operas who have been around for a while are aware that trips out of town rarely go as planned. Whether Holden intends to protect Claire, manipulate her, or use her as leverage against Kyle remains to be seen. It is abundantly clear that Holden thrives in risky settings, which makes him both attractive and dangerous to Claire, a woman who desires stability but is frequently drawn to complex men. Audra's career crashes again. Meanwhile, Audra Charles finds herself in familiar territory, unemployed and scrambling to stay relevant. Her partnership with Sally Spectra had promised to give her another shot at dominating the business world, but Billy Abbott's abandonment and Sally's heartbreak have left the venture dead before it even started. Audra's ego is harmed and she loses her job when she learns that Abbott Communications has folded. For a woman who thrives on power and influence, being sidelined is unacceptable. But Audra has always been a survivor, and if Kyle thinks unemployment will make her retreat, he's gravely mistaken. Instead, Audra may see this as an opportunity to double down on her manipulations, aligning herself with Holden or even trying to strike a new deal with Victor Newman. Her discovery of Billy's betrayal also adds fuel to her fire, as she may now be more motivated than ever to prove she can rise again. Victor's calculated deal with Kane. Speaking of Victor, the patriarch of the Newman clan is once again moving chess pieces behind the scenes. His deal with Kane Ashby is shrouded in mystery, but the urgency of his ultimatum, take the deal now or lose it forever, shows that Victor is playing a high-stakes game. Kane, always torn between ambition and morality, finds himself in a bind. Does he risk everything to align with Victor, knowing the mustache's loyalty only goes as far as it benefits Newman Enterprises? Or does he reject the offer and face the consequences of crossing Genoa City's most powerful man? Kane's decision will have ripple effects, not only for his own future but also for everyone caught in Victor's orbit. Given how quickly Victor is tying multiple storylines together, it's possible his deal with Kane could intersect with Kyle's scheme against Audra and Holden, especially if Victor decides he has use for the dirt Kyle uncovers. A brewing collision of storylines. What makes this arc fascinating is how the individual storylines are on a slow-motion collision course. Kyle's investigation, Holden's invitation, Audra's career downfall, and Victor's deal with Kane are all seemingly separate, yet soap fans know they will converge. Suppose Kyle uncovers evidence of Holden's shady dealings in Los Angeles. In that case, Victor could easily swoop in to use it for his own advantage, perhaps tying Holden's fate to his negotiations with Kane. Audra might retaliate against Kyle, revealing his plotting to Claire at the worst possible time, angered by her business failures. Meanwhile, Claire's decision to go with Holden could throw Kyle into a jealous rage, leading him to make even bigger mistakes. The interlocking web of secrets, lies, and power plays is classic Y&R, and it's setting the stage for explosive fallout in Genoa City. The emotional core, Kyle versus himself. At the heart of this drama isn't really Kyle versus Audra or Kyle versus Holden, it's Kyle versus himself. His inability to let go of control, his obsession with eliminating perceived threats, and his desperate need to win Claire back on his terms are the very flaws that keep sabotaging him. Claire has been clear that she values honesty, growth, and stability, yet Kyle keeps choosing manipulation and schemes. The private investigator is simply another manifestation of Kyle's self-destructive tendencies. Even if he succeeds in pushing Audra and Holden out of town, he may find himself standing alone, as Claire won't appreciate being treated like a prize to be won. Kyle's tragedy is that he doesn't realize his greatest obstacle isn't Audra or Holden, it's himself. What lies ahead? As the week of September 22nd approaches, fans should prepare for shocking revelations, heated confrontations, and emotional fallout. Will the PI uncover enough dirt to destroy Audra and Holden, or will Kyle's plan implode spectacularly? Will Claire see through Holden's charm before it's too late, or will she take the risk of following him to Los Angeles? Can Audra claw her way back into power after yet another business collapse, and will Victor's ultimatum push Kane into a dangerous alliance? Genoa City is about to undergo yet another massive transformation, and the futures of so many characters are in jeopardy. And as always in The Young and the Restless, the secrets that come to light will change everything.